Dealing with anxiety? It could be that you have a spirit problem. Don't worry, we all do to various extents. I'm not saying that spirits are the only source of anxiety, but we've got documentation here of the presence and absence of particular supernatural beings having a major impact on our mental and emotional weather. And weather is actually a good way to describe it. Our spirit, the part of us that is conscious, is constantly moving in and out of auras that affect our thoughts and moods. And those auras are, and I know this is getting weirder and weirder, heavily influenced by what spirits are present around us. This includes anxiety, and sometimes those effects can be very dramatic. So, if I heard what you just heard, I'd say it brings up 3 questions. Wait, we're surrounded by spirits? Why would spirits have a psychological impact on us? What role do spirits play in the phenomenon of anxiety? For the first, I know, I sound like a nutcase calmly asserting it to you, and it was quite a shocking development for Swedenborg, but the principle of our interaction with spirits and the spiritual world is absolutely essential for developing a model of the mind that makes sense of all the seemingly chaotic and at times counterproductive thoughts and feelings that make up our conscious experience, including the onset and persistence of anxiety. So why would spirits have a psychological impact on us? Because our mind is spiritual. Your spirit is the same thing as your mind. It's the conscious part of you that inhabits your body. Your body has a location in the physical world, and whatever conditions are around you, the temperature, whether or not it's raining, even the people around you and what they're doing, affects the physical sensations that then reach your consciousness through a connection between the physical and spiritual parts of you. Your spirit has a location in the spiritual world, and because the spiritual world is based around consciousness, consciousness shapes the conditions there. And in that world, there are spirits. Think people who used to be like us, but now their bodies have died, and they're just spirits. And when they approach, their attitudes, their beliefs, their motives, all aspects of their consciousness either reinforce or clash with our consciousness, changing the spiritual conditions around us that we experience as thoughts and emotions. As for the role spirits play in anxiety, here are some examples of what Swedenborg reported. First, some spirits can directly infuse anxious thoughts. At times, spirits attach themselves to partially digested food and speak about things that are contrary to what we love. We don't hear it, but we pick it up subconsciously, and it manifests as distress. Greedy and materialistic spirits pour in anxiety about the future. Anxiety can come from the collision of the spheres of life, or auras, that emanate from us and all other spirits. And there are spirits that interact with our diaphragm, making us place more importance on issues than we really need to. And when we're going through a spiritual transformation, evil spirits stir up all the negative aspects of ourselves. Okay, so why does it all work this way? If you're looking for background for the dynamics of the principle of our interaction with spirits, see the angels and evil spirits with us, and how to change your spirit connections. And for an initial look into the model of the mind, see our episode Where Thoughts Come From. About consciousness shaping the conditions in the afterlife, see Will Life Be Different When You Die? For how spirits make us place more importance on issues than we really need to, see our News from Heaven episode, Spirits Make You Feel Guilty About Things That Don't Matter. But what we're really going to focus on here are the first-hand accounts of anxiety-producing spiritual interactions, the contrary speech that distresses us, the collision of auras, and the role of anxiety-causing spirits in our spiritual transformation. Let's go one by one and see if we can't shed a little light on what might be bringing us down.